This week I was really trying to figure out like this question in my head of like how do I make the most pure art possible, because I feel like I had this heightened like perspective or like a little bit of like awareness of like I was watching back one of my vlogs, and in that I could perfectly see where I was purely being me, like purely in the flow state where like almost your mind doesn't interfere with what's going on. And then if you watch back a vlog of yourself, you can really notice yourself being like, okay, when your mind, which is your ego, starts talking. And when, I mean, and not even in a bad way, it could also be like, for example, let's say you're flowing in a conversation, and you're flowing in a conversation with friends, and it's flowing, right? Just like a musical piece, or you're creating, it just feels like you're on this flow, and maybe you're talking about a subject that you know a lot about. So then maybe you say something that you're inspired to say, but then all of a sudden you add one or two or three sentences that you're more saying from the mind than the inspiration that actually came from you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you watch back yourself with a vlog or stuff like that, you can clearly see it where you're like, here the ego took over, and here I'm speaking really pure. So I feel like it's kind of like the same with music, like if you listen to yourself and your songs and whatever, like I'm trying to always go for like what is really true and pure, and where is it more of like creating from the ego. It could be like a melody hook that's too much, or trying to say too much, or even with the lyrics it could be anything, but something where all of a sudden, instead of just letting the universe create through you type stuff, you all of a sudden took over with your mind and started at like doing stuff. So I feel like that's like been my main goal this week, to like be a very good judge for that with myself, when I'm making songs, or also when I'm working with artists in the studio. That is what I think is what I'm really good at, is being able to hear when they're being actually for real, and when it's like there's some ego involved in the record, in the take, even in like the recording take. I could be recording with a rapper, so now we develop this relationship, for example with Zwangerie, whatever. And when we record, I can, it's like I can hear when he's just rapping from the heart, and when he's trying to do the delivery on the beat, and then it's like it's a super subtle difference. It's not that his, like, the take that he would do from his mind is ass. It's just like there's something about it that just you feel it a little bit less. It connects a little bit less, and that's like kind of like what you gotta go for. I mean, in my humble opinion, if you're trying to make the best music possible, So I don't know. Yeah, that was like my mind this week, and I feel like it helped me a lot to be able to sift through demos and be like, okay, these songs are the ones that I'm keeping, and these songs are the one that I'm gonna throw away, because there's some songs that from my mind are definitely cool and they're interesting, and but they're more like your mind. Oh, there are the balloons going off on my screen. They're more like your mind is proud of, yo, I got this song, and it got three beat switches, and yeah, so it's like yeah, I'm fire, but it's not like, it's different than making something where you're like, I have no idea how I made it, and those are the real ones where you're like, whoa, I don't even, I like, it just happened. I don't know.